It's important because you're talking bolster resumes for the NCAA tournament, seeding for the Mountain West tournament in Vegas.
All right, ready to go in front of a big crowd. The show is here, the student section ready to go. Series history, San Diego State leads this series 8-1 against the Aggies at home. The only win here was in '98. Dan Dickow, tempo of this game.
Well, Utah State wants to push the pace. They shoot a terrific percentage from beyond the three-point line. San Diego State has been one of the better defensive teams over the last 10 to 12 years in all of college basketball.
This is Matt Bradley. He's a headache because he can get to the rim like that and score over bigger players.
Well, left-handed, must be in your scouting report. He was able to sweep that ball low below his knees, get to the rim for the first bucket of the game.
Best three-point shooting team in the country right here tonight, Utah State. They like to take threes. They hit a bunch of them. And their offense is fun to watch. This is Trevin Dorius backing in on Mensis. Knocked out of bounds. It stays with Utah State.
Only 11 on the shot clock. Not surprised they went to Dorius early. He doesn't play a lot of minutes, gets in foul trouble, but they try to establish an inside presence early by getting him the ball in pick and roll situations.
Ashworth is their best three-point shooter. This is Ashworth here. He likes to get in the lane. He's third in the nation. That's a pick and roll and a block at the rim. Keyshawn Johnson.
Wow, what a block.
As if this crowd needs something to get excited about. San Diego State goes with a three-guard look. Lamont Butler, Darion Trammell, and Bradley. Aztecs winning their last two games on the road. Mensa, a rare shot, and Ashworth with the rebound. Ashworth, a scoring point guard. This is Funk, and he bangs home a three, a deep one from straight on, the transfer from St. Joe's.
No hesitation as the trail big. 54 made threes on the season now.
That shot was a three. The block by Johnson. Loud.
Well, Johnson is going to give you an effort on the glass and on the defensive end of the floor. A terrific job with timing, meeting Dorius at the top. That energized this crowd.
If you haven't followed this conference over the last 20 years, the calling card for the Aztecs, elite defense. Everybody can defend, Bradley included. Misses the three. Important for Utah State to protect the glass on the defensive end.
You talk about defense. Transfer portal is so important. The two big transfers they picked up were both all defensive teams in their respective conferences a season ago.
Ashworth penetrates, kicks, Bairstow three, and Dorius had it taken from the little man, Trammell. They'll hunt threes in transition, especially Bradley. Butler can shoot the three, Trammell can shoot the three. Mensa, a very good screener, that's Trammell. And a miss and a whistle. And the bucket goes down.
It should count.
And it's a foul on the tip. John Higgins with the call. And Ryan Odom told us today, San Diego State offensive rebounding, very, very good. There's the foul, there's the tip.
Well, again, Johnson, it was active coming up with the block on an earlier possession, that time on the offensive glass. Gets the tip, chance at the three-point play. Coming off a great performance against Air Force, where he had a double-double.
Now, the Air Force game was not an easy one for San Diego State, nor was the Colorado State game, which they won in overtime.
They had to find ways to come out on top in both those games. You mentioned Fort Collins at altitude in overtime, and then Colorado Springs for Air Force, one of the more difficult teams to prepare for because of the style.
Max Shulga is tied up, and the possession arrow stays with Utah State. Shulga, the Ukrainian, he has really blossomed this year, averaging 12 points, 5 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. He does everything. He's the ultimate combo guard. Corner three, Funk missed it. Bairstow follows. He misses. And Mensa with the rebound. Aztecs with the lead in the ball. Bradley got a shoulder in. Look at Keyshawn Johnson on the offensive glass. Look at Keyshawn Johnson.
Utah State has got to match his energy level on the glass. The scouting report, knowing what certain guys' strengths and weaknesses are, Keyshawn Johnson, he's a glass guy, he's a screener diver, and then in transition, he gets down the floor in a hurry.
Lamont Butler guarding Shulga. And there's a lot of that when Lamont Butler guards you. You get stripped away. It's a whistle and a foul on Nathan Mensah.
The activity coming from the weak side. Keyshawn Johnson does not get blocked out. Comes up with a loose ball, easy putback.
Into the ball game, out of London, England, Dan Akin. He leads the nation in bench double-doubles, which I wasn't aware that they really kept that stat, but it's pretty impressive, right? That's Shulga off the screen, and he's long on a three.
Yeah, 5 double-doubles on the season off the bench for Akin. This Mountain West team from Utah State leads the country in bench points. A lot of it because of Akin, but also Stephen Ashworth is their leading scorer off the bench. Tonight he starts because Rylan Jones is out with injury.
Trammell, and the rebound to Akin. He's a really good player. Transfer from Cal Baptist. He also played at UMBC for, of course, Ryan Odom. Line drive, 15-footer. That's Sean Bairstow.
UMBC under Odom with one of the historic upsets in NCAA tournament history, the only 16 to knock off a 1. Akin had 2 points in that upset.
He's the last guy playing that played in that game.
Man, seems like yesterday.
It does.
Time flies.
Bradley into the paint. He's a pretty good passer. And Ledee with a small hook there. Jaden Ledee, the transfer from Ohio State, also at TCU. It's been a welcome addition. He is a terrific defender. Ashworth bumped by Trammell. Bairstow rises and comes up short. It's a 4-point San Diego State lead. Bradley off the screen. Johnson rolls. Step back. 18-footer. Long rebound. Johnson again. An offensive rebound. They got a fresh 20. Ledee against Akin. And Akin bodies him through the lane before the shot.
We got a good one early here at Viejas. Ledee with the jump hook. He will not be denied.
College basketball on CBS Sports Network, presented by Orgain.
Ugh, this rental car is so boring to drive.
Let's be honest. The rent-a-car industry is the definition of boring, and the reason can be found in the name itself. Rent a car? You don't want a friend. You want the friend. You don't want a job. You want the job. The is always over a. That's why we don't offer a car. We offer the car. Sixt, rent the car.
At Public Rec, we're on a mission to make comfort look good. It starts with our best-selling all-day, everyday pant. A first-of-its-kind technical pant that's more comfortable than jeans and more stylish than sweats. The secret is in the sizing. With Public Rec, you can choose your waist and length to guarantee a perfect fit. So you can be comfortable and feel confident always. The all-day, everyday pant by Public Rec.
Pizza makes any day great. So Marco's is offering 30% off all menu price pizzas. It's the perfect excuse to have a lot of great days. January's looking real good. Marco's, pizza lovers, get it.
And squish, and squish. Okay, good. Keep squishing, fingers relaxed. And squish. Great. Thank you. Good job.
Squish the rainbow. Taste the rainbow.
Aztecs a 4-point lead. Best 3-point shooting team in the country is Utah State. Our AT&T 5G fast analysis, Dan Dickow.
Well, they've gotten off to a 1 of 4 start from beyond the three-point line. They've gotten good looks. The San Diego State has to limit those good looks throughout the night because three-point percentage-wise, they are the best in the country. They make over 10 a game. Stephen Ashworth, third in the country with over 3 made threes per game.
Here's the resume for three-point shooting. That's 43%. A lot of teams aren't shooting 43% from inside the arc. Three-pointers made over 10. Field goal percentage is close to 49. They've started tonight at 1 of 4. If there's a team, though, that really defends the three well, defends everything well, it's San Diego State. And Ryan Odom knows that. He was talking to Stephen Ashworth and his ball club and to us about just how good San Diego State is defensively.
Tremendous respect coming from UMBC to San Diego State as an opponent, knowing that they are built on the defensive end of the floor. If you're going to come into Viejas, you have to be solid. Can't turn it over. You got to stick to your game plan. For Utah State, that's making threes.
Adam Seiko is in, and he had that one pop out of his hands. Seiko was sick and did not make the second half of that road trip to Air Force. Good to see him back. His brother Arthur Kaluma had a nice night as Creighton took care of St. John's in the game right before us.
With that extra COVID year, it seems as if he's been in college forever. He's now the Mountain West leader in career wins.
Ashworth, this is Akin against Ledee. Got him in the air, sweeps it around, and scores. If Utah State can get some low post points, that's a real bonus.
Without a doubt. Because they're so good at the three-point line, they do such a good job of moving without the basketball. When the ball goes to the post, the defense has a tendency to stay connected. That time they stayed connected. Akin had tons of room on the interior.
Seiko lost the dribble. Ledee again in the low blocks. Seiko shoots the three well. Just like that.
It shoots the three well is an understatement. One of the best three-point shooters the last couple of years in this league. Had a stretch at one point where he made 10 threes in a row.
He has made 8 of his last 13, Dan Dickow. How about that?
Shooters shoot. Can't give him open space.
Took you like 20 seconds to get up a shot when we walked in here for shoot-around. Bairstow, that's a nifty move and finish.
He continues to elevate his play, does Bairstow. The youngest of 7 kids from Australia. His older brother Cameron played in New Mexico, spent some time in the NBA with the Bulls as well.
His sister Stephanie played at Utah State a few years ago, basketball. Butler's miss. Akin's done a nice job on the boards. Ashworth off a screen, kicks it out, good rotation, Funk in the corner, and he's fouled, and he's got 3 free throws, and it's Butler with the foul. And Butler has a look of disbelief.
Excuse me, Rich, a rare miscue defensively for San Diego State, and in particular Butler, one of the best defensive guards on the entire West Coast. Normally doesn't make mistakes. Coaches will always say, don't foul a jump shooter. He gets there on the closeout, gets him a little bit on the release. Weren't quite able to see below the body, but regardless, Funk at the line for 3.
Shooters want that call, right? Anything on the wrist, on the release, hand?
Yeah, a lot of people will say the hand is part of the ball. That doesn't make a lot of sense in all actuality. If he can't follow through, it should be called a foul like that.
A lot of subs coming in for both sides. Aguak Arop and Darian Trammell back in for San Diego State. RJ Idlerock and Z Hamoda in for Utah State.
Hamoda has got a chance for some extended minutes tonight. Talented player out of Bahrain, the only Division I player from that country, but with Rylan Jones out, it's going to free up some more minutes and opportunity for him.
Seiko, another 3, got it! Oh man, and that was a quick release.
Nice set play coming out down the floor there. Lull your defender to sleep with the expectation the screen is coming, and then on the catch, be ready to go.
There can't be too many three-point shooters across the country as good as he is that are as good as he is on the other side of the ball on defense. He's an elite defender as well.
Yeah, a lot of times you hear the term 3 and D for NBA guys, but he kind of fits that profile at the college level.
Ashworth, Funk. Boy, a rope is all over Funk. Got to get it up. Shot clock's at 2. This is going to be a sideline out of bounds with 2 on the shot clock.
Great execution there. Ledee with the nice screen to free up Seiko.
Got to get it up. Funk does. And he drew iron, but missed the shot. Ledee. Micah Parrish waiting for a screen. Atkin couldn't hold the pass. And it's another turnover for the Aggies.
San Diego State will change their pick and roll coverages. Sometimes they'll switch, other times a hard hedge or a trap. Many times it'll be soft where the big drops down in the paint. You got to be able to thread the needle.
A rope, nice pass. Ledee the finish. That's some needle threading there by a very versatile and very valuable Agwuk Arope.
He does all the little things that don't show up in the score and stat sheet. He's what I like to call a connector. Makes things easier on everybody on the team. Connects possessions.
Idle Rock driving on a rope. Shot clock down at 10. Atkin backing in. Whips it. Hamoda launches 3. And here come the Aztecs. The lead is 9. And this feels like somewhat of a tipping point right here for the Aggies.
With the way they guard, you can't let them get out to an early double-digit lead, because playing from behind against San Diego State is one more difficult things to do.
Trammell drives, stops, finds the corner. Parrish, that is in and out. And Hamoda has the rebound. The good thing for Utah State, though, they can hit threes, which will bring them back quickly. Ashworth included. That one rolled around. Hamoda has the rebound, and he couldn't get it off of a rope. It stuck right to him. Trammell in traffic. Seiko, ball fake, 3. Yeah!
Well, he hit the first 3, so you gotta fly at him. He recognizes it. Shot fake, little slide dribble. He is on fire.
This is an 11-0 run. Obviously, Seiko has fueled it with his 4 threes. Atkin, a rope who's got 8 stitches above that right eye. A collision with Bradley, and it's a steal by Trammell. And this is a defensive clinic, albeit not one for layups.
Trammell.
Seiko. Oh! Bring down the house!
Well, Trammell missed a breakaway layup. I don't think it matters, because you traded 2 for a 3.
His brother had 14 for Creighton. He's got 15 already.
With a flyby. This one is just an absolute heat check. The show loves it.
That's a pretty good field goal percentage there. All from distance. All within like a 4-minute span. That'll help the plus minus.
It'll help plus minus. It'll help his 3-point percentage. It'll help everything. Get that man the ball the next time down the floor and see if he can keep it rolling.
Now, Utah State trying to avoid this avalanche from continuing. Hamoda, kick out Idle Rock. Hamoda takes the 3. Nice rebound, though. Fresh 20 on the clock. Idle Rock tries a 3. He misses. And Bradley's back in. He's got the rebound. Bairstow helps Seiko up. On their way up the floor. Bradley muscles it in. Mensah cleans it. 16-0 run. The show is euphoric right now. Shulga, somebody needs to hit a shot for Utah State. Dorius has the rebound. Just 1 of 10 from 3 are the Aggies. Shulga launches. No, 1 of 11. Ball out of bounds. Stays with Utah State.
You attack with the dribble. Help side comes to challenge. You are opening yourself up for bigs on the glass. Nathan Mensah cleans up the mess. San Diego State is looking tough.
28-11. San Diego State has raced to a big lead on Steve Fisher court. And of course, the great man who built this program, Steve Fisher, from the very basement of the Mountain West. And he's with a couple of his buddies, a couple of big Aztec fans. The man on the left is Bill Strauss, the owner of, you may have heard of his horse, Hot Rod Charlie, a lot of success last year. And Jeffrey Strauss with them, a famous chef, Pamplemousse restaurant in Del Mar, one of Steve Fisher's favorite eateries, I'm told.
I missed the dinner last night. My flight didn't get me in town in time. I heard it was a great meal, but Coach Fisher is one of the, I think, iconic coaches of college basketball. He recruited the Fab Five, let them play with a swagger and a confidence that a lot of coaches wouldn't let freshmen play with at the time.
Won a national championship, obviously, and here just had so much success. There haven't been that many coaches in waiting that have had, clean transitions, but it's happened here with Brian Dutcher. We really haven't missed a beat since Coach Fisher has retired. To Dutcher's credit, shot clock down, Shogo heaves one. That's as close as they've come to making a three in a while. That one went partway down and then kicked out, and a foul on the drive by Utah State.
Anybody that has followed basketball on the West Coast, and in particular Mountain West, knows that San Diego State has been built on the defensive end of the floor. They've had great perimeter defenders at times. They've had great interior defenders at times. But what they're doing right now to this really good Utah State offense is making everything difficult. Dribble entries, passes, every shot is contested.
And Butler's starting to score more. I was chatting with Mark Fisher, one of the assistant coaches at San Diego State, and he said that they would like to see Butler driving a little more, taking it to the rim. Bradley does it naturally. They'd like to see Butler follow suit.
I think what you're seeing with Butler is a player his confidence has really grown as a junior. Sometimes it takes 3 years at whatever level it is, college or the pros, to really kind of understand the philosophy of your head coach and the system. He was always a good defender, but now he's added the offensive ability to knock down shots, get others involved.
By the way, Coach Fisher looks pretty darn relaxed with a 30-11 lead right now. Bairstow on a whistle and a turnover, and Ryan Odom right now just doesn't have answers. This is a good Utah State team. They are number 35 in the net, one of 5 Mountain West teams at 35 or below.
If you're in the 30s, you're getting a long look for the NCAA Tournament Selection Committee. Everybody talks about, playing for 1 seeds, 2 seeds. The big thing for many leagues is getting the most teams in that you can. I think this Mountain West has 5 legit teams that could be in the NCAA tournament.
Shoga, finally a 3 goes down, and maybe that takes the lid off for the Aggies.
Well, 2 of 13 from beyond the arc. They've gotten a number of good looks, they just haven't gone in.
Parrish off a screen, and he's fouled. Shoga called for the foul.
It's one of those, in a dribble handoff situation, when you're chasing the player receiving that dribble handoff, they're going to hear your footsteps. You just got to get back in the play enough where they can hear you, feel you, and they rush the jump shot. No need to foul.
Shoga picks up his 2nd personal. Parrish hits the first free throw. And Dorius is back in the ballgame. The Aggies this year have some really nice quality wins. That's how you get to be 35 in the net. They're 16-4. Ryan Odom's team beat Santa Clara, who's good, by 22. Beat Loyola Marymount, who just took down Gonzaga. Beat Washington State. They're in the 70s in the net. Beat Oral Roberts. They're sneaky good. And beat Utah Valley. They're sneaky good in terms of their net. But as John Rothstein said before the ball game, if they could win this game, that's a quad 1 win, and one that'll stick to your ribs for the rest of the season, you would expect.
There's going to be lots of other opportunities. That's the nice thing about having 5 teams at top 35 in net. You're going to have quad 1 and quad 2 opportunities.
Aztecs are going to get this arrow on the held ball. And remember about the net in terms of a win. You can beat a team that's, you know, high enough where it's a quad 1, but if they struggle the rest of the year, you will lose that ranking, or you could gain. Say Utah Valley comes roaring back, or Oral Roberts climbs up.
That's where you constantly are searching for results of the teams that you've played throughout the course of the year. But once you beat a team, you're pulling for them the rest of the way.
Bradley probing, kicking, Parrish 3. Yes!
Hey, it's a 3 in front of the Utah State bench and had something to say.
That's a 20-point lead. Funk! Whoa! Taylor Funk. He is, I mean, look, for 2 years in a row in the A10, which is a really good conference, he was second in made threes both years. Parrish high, and a good job by Dorius to stay vertical and not foul.
Yeah, you're right, stayed vertical. If he would have brought his hands down a little bit, more than likely would have been called for a foul.
And Dorius on a moving screen picks up a Utah State foul.
Micah Parrish knocking down the 3 right in front of the Utah State bench. As mentioned, he said something to the bench that Utah State coaches didn't like it. The officials let it go. He's been another terrific ad for San Diego State. All league, defensively in the Horizon League. He had an interesting line the other day against Air Force. A perfect 7 of 7, but no made field goals.
Yeah, from the free throw line.
From the free throw line, yes.
17-point lead. San Diego State on top. Ashworth so far has been quiet tonight. Gets the ball back. Funk, the three-point shooter. Seiko's in his grill. Takes him into the lane. Kicks. Atkin short. Funk's tip. It's out of bounds. San Diego State's. I think he was talking to you, Dan Dickow.
Yeah, he said something. I don't know what it was. I know he wasn't talking to me because I'm the best shooter in this arena, even though Seiko's gotten hot.
That's a good point.
Challenging me to a 3-point shootout, maybe.
You and Wally at halftime maybe can settle it. Ledee, oh! Wow, and a foul. He is something strong. Jaden Ledee, 6'9", 240.
That is a heck of a finish. It's strong. Pick your foul. Is it on Dorius? Is it on Funk?
I think he's going to get individually 2 free throws here.
Jeez.
1 and then 1 with the 2 fouls.
Coaches are always talking to players about finish strong. That right there needs to be clipped by every coach in America as to how you finish strong as a big.
We have great views many times here on CBS Sports Network, but that backboard cam, I don't know if that's the real name of it, but that's what I'm calling it. That's the shot right there. You're going to see that dunk showing up on teases. Ashworth fouled. Butler with a reach. Well, finish strong, young man. We saw one look. Oh, look at that from the other side. Jaden Ledee, San Diego State, a 20-point lead. CBS Sports Network, presented by Orgain.
PBR Unleash the Beast on CBS Sports Network.
Wouldn't it it be great if all Valentine's Day gifts were filled with peanut butter? Well, maybe not all of them. Maybe it's just Reese's that are better.
Technically, when enamel is gone, you cannot get it back, but there are ways you can repair it. I'm excited about Pronamel Repair because it penetrates deep into the tooth to help actively repair acid-weakened enamel. I recommend Pronamel Repair to my patients.
Out here, you're more than just a landowner. You're a gardener, a landscaper, a hunter. Because you didn't settle for ordinary. Same goes for your equipment. Versatile, powerful, durable Kubota equipment. More goes into it, so you get more out of it.
I seriously hate bank fees, especially overdraft fees. That's why I love Chime. I don't get any monthly fees. With SpotMe, I can overdraft up to $200 fee-free. Join me today and sign up at chime.com.
Isn't that your car?
That could have been bad.
Two. Bring on the roars. Major style points. Oh, yes.
Big night of basketball coming up tomorrow on CBS Sports Network. St. Francis and Wagner, then Conference USA. How about number 21 FAU? They're hosting Middle Tennessee. UAB against Louisiana Tech. Got to keep on winning. Just one loss for FAU, and they're in a small company, right? Purdue's 19-1. The College of Charleston, number 18 in the country, they are 21-1.
I love to see that mid-majors such as College of Charleston, FAU, off to great starts. They can continue to improve and maybe make some noise in March.
If you're just joining us, San Diego State has been splendid offensively in this first half, and it's been a nightmare for Utah State. Ashworth finds Bairstow, a three on the way. Nope. Rebound. Akin up and in, and a foul. And a shot at a three-point play. And maybe in these last 4 minutes, the Aggies can make up enough ground where they've got a smaller margin in the second half.
Well, that's the kind of activity that he could provide. 4 rebounds now in the evening. He averages about 2 offensive rebounds per game. The way that Utah State has shot it from beyond the arc, there's some more opportunities out there.
Atkins' free throw missed, tipped by Dorius, won't go, but a follow in tight. Nicely done. And Utah State hitting the offensive glass and coming away with essentially a 4-point play. 37-21. Utah
State's gone into a bit of a zone now, trying to limit the three-point shooting. San Diego State, who's been hot from the perimeter. Got to locate Seiko, though.
Off that shot. And let's see if they can find a bucket in transition. Ashworth hunting for threes, takes the three, missed it. Bairstow the rebound, Ashworth reloads, corner. That's Funk, that's his spot, and he buries a three. And the Aggies start to move closer, 37-24.
Funk at 6'8", has a great release. That ball, every time it leaves his hands, good backspin. Looks as if it's going in.
Funk goes down. Seiko to Trammell. Parrish into the corner. A rare three from Keyshawn Johnson, though he did hit one last Saturday.
Yeah, but it's good defense from Utah State. Locate the shooters on the perimeter. Try to, as best you can, funnel the ball to non-shooters.
Look at Funk getting to the bucket and scoring. This is a 9-0 run right now for Utah State, and San Diego State takes a timeout. Back in the ball game. Here come the Aggies. 37-26.
Oh, your granddaughter's gonna love that when she graduates from boot camp.
Only has 3 weeks left. She's a third-generation sailor.
Sailor?
make sure she joins USAA. They have auto, home, renters, life insurance. They even have a bank.
Oh, my family loves USAA. We've been members for 40 years.
But you can keep trying, though. How long have you been working on that?
A while.
USAA. It's for the military community and their families.
AT&T 5G at the half is coming up. Adam Zucker, Wally Zerbiak, Chris Walker, John Rothstein. Get you caught up on everything that's happened tonight in college basketball, highlights, analysis on AT&T 5G at the half. Rich Waltz, along with Dan Dickow. We are in San Diego. Big crowd as usual here at Viejas. It's one of the great venues. The three best home court atmosphere crowds in the West. Dan Dickow, San Diego State, Arizona, New Mexico right now. I mean, I know the Kennel's great at Gonzaga. Seiko kicks.
I would agree with all three of those, as well as the Kennel being great atmospheres.
Oh, Ledee! They can't get him off the boards.
When you go zone, one of the worries can be exposing the offensive glass. Ledee makes him pay.
Ashworth driving. Nice find. Atkin in a crowd, lost it, almost traveled. Funk just missed the three. Atkin is fouled. I'll tell you what, Dan Atkin is playing hard, and he's going to get free throws.
Atkin is playing hard, and on the other side, Ledee has been a man amongst boys. Tell you what, if you're going to go zone, you have to locate him on the weak side. The rebound, the finish over the top.
And this time he didn't have any bodies draped on him. Atkin missing that free throw. He's 0 of 2 from the line. And Utah State is 2 of 5. The Aggies are a great shooting team, no matter where you look. Free throws, 74%. 3-point, best in the country, 43. Field goal, 49%. That's among the leaders as well.
With their ability to shoot it from deep, you've got to feel as if, you know, you can get this lead down to 9, 10.
Seiko, Seiko!
Spoke too soon.
6 3-pointers for Adam Seiko.
Well, what I was saying was, if you're Utah State, if you can get this lead for San Diego State down to 8-9 going into the half, you got to feel good about the way the Aztecs have shot it and the way you haven't shot it.
So they're going to have to guard Seiko at some point. He is 6 of 6 for 18 points. Bairstow drives, kicks. Funk, man in his face. Too hard. Zapala on the defensive glass. He had a bucket earlier. And Trammell got popped in the face, is kind of grimacing as he runs the offense. We're under a minute now, under half a minute. Utah State, San Diego State in the first. Mensah turnaround. Another offensive rebound. That's a rope. He does that so well. Shot clock differential's about 4 seconds.
Good recognition for the Aztecs to bring it out. Try to get the last shot if possible.
Trammell, see if he can get a 3. He does. Missed it. 6 seconds left. Got time. Ashworth looks down to 3. Ashworth transition. Bairstow 3. And he missed it. Well, they got a really nice look, did Utah State. Some of them started to go down. But a 4 for 20 first half from 3 for the Aggies, and a hot shooting half, 54% for San Diego State. And that's how you arrive at 42-27. Aztecs trying to keep first place all to themselves. They're 6-1. Big crowd and a big lead. Headed to New York after this on CBS Sports Network.
Can't choose between watching your favorite Mountain West team on TV or going everywhere else you need to be? With the official Mountain West app, you don't have to. Watch hundreds of Mountain West games and championship events, live or archived, from wherever you are, all for free with the Mountain West app. Available on mobile and connected TV devices. Download the Mountain West app today.
At Utah State University, we defy the expectations of a typical college experience. Here, you'll find a community, but no commute. And an education instead of a lecture. Located in a top 15 college town, it's easy to find your place. This is more than just a school. We're Aggies. Join us at Utah State University.
Hi, this is Lisa from 4imprint. Yes, I like 50 welcome wows, 300 customer I love it, and 200 team member oh yes, certainly. You know we got some brand new woohoos.
Dial up the wow factor with promotional products from 4imprint. We specialize in awesome items that are certain to awe and guaranteed to deliver some ooh yes. From apparel, backpacks, drinkware to high-tech items.
Wow. I love it. Woohoo!
Go to 4imprint.com and find some wow now. 4imprint, for certain.
This is Sandra. She gets her financial advice from her mother. This is Tony, who gets his financial advice from his old college roommate. And this is where Frank used to sit. He got smart about retirement at smartasset.com. They matched him with vetted fiduciary financial advisors to help turn his retirement priorities into a retirement reality. Everybody sure misses Frank.
Can someone get that?
smartasset.com. Take our free quiz and be matched with up to 3 vetted financial advisors. Get smart about retirement.
We go again as we prepare to light up the track at the Diriyah E-Prix. All 5 lights are on. And we go green in Diriyah. Very good start. They're going to go side by side.
Be patient. You're doing a really good job.
Regenerating, putting energy back into the battery.
Let's close the gap to Pine Front.
He's a bit too far back. He forces his way through.
Push for attack.
It's all kicking off, coming into the chicane here. Contact.
Great job, mate. Great job.
CBS Sports presents AT&T at the half. AT&T 5G. Fast, reliable, secure.
All right, we are at the half between Utah State and San Diego State. Adam Zucker, Wally Zerbiak, Chris Walker, John Rothstein. With you from New York. No giddy up? No
giddy up.
Okay, thanks.
Forgot.
It's getting late. Getting late.
I told you after 12. It's only 11:59.
Almost at midnight Eastern. Can't feed them after midnight.
No.
We spotted a flamethrower in that first half, and Wally is on the case.
I am on the case, and boy, was Adam Seiko hot. Came in off the bench, absolutely ready to go, lighting it up from deep. I mean, his jumper was on fire. Great draw and kick on that possession. How about 6 for 6 from the three-point line? 18 points, knocking them down all over the place. Even the heat checks, Chris Walker, were going in.
That's how I used to do it.
That one from 28 feet out. Outstanding performance in the first half by Adam Seiko. 6 of San Diego State's 7 threes came from that man. And by the way, San Diego State getting back to locking down on the defensive end of the floor. They did a good job defending a really good offensive and good shooting Utah State team.
Yeah, Utah State team that's actually the one who's the best in the country at shooting threes. So
Yes.
maybe they'll get back into things here in the second half. But the show is seeing a show so far. All right, let's get you around the country. Start in the Big East, down to the wire between Xavier and UConn in the only meeting of ranked teams across the country tonight. And for the Huskies, a chance at revenge on the team that gave them their first loss of the year after a 14-0 start. Sule Boom was the guy having a Seiko-style night. One of his 5 threes. He had 21 C-Walk, but UConn came back.
He did. You see my boy Jordan Hawkins looking like a little Ray Allen there saying, I need all 3 of those. Here he is getting to the rim, getting the N1 plus tax right there. He had 26 in the second half. But this game, it belonged to Xavier. Again, UConn started off 14-0, Zook 2-6 in their last game.
That's exactly right. Number 23, Providence.
Look out!
Home,
Bryce Hopkins, Kentucky transfer, dunking at the dunk.
I thought I get to do the first play.
My name was on the rundown. Jaden Pierre inside, clips
Winston Moreland LaSalle transfer. It's after midnight. All bets are up. Providence getting Jared Bynum back. He picks up the crouton off the salad plate. Providence, 21 points better than Butler.
I don't see crouton on the salad.
Don't mess with the host.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That'll come back at you. Number 2, Alabama. They were perfect in conference play, Wally. They got challenged at home from Mississippi State.
They did. Mark Sears gets that bucket. They're up 8, but the Bulldogs not done. They come back off the tip-in. Tolu Smith cuts the lead to 3, and last chance here. Shot gets blocked by Shaquille Moore. Eric Reed with the rebound, no good. And Alabama escapes at home.
They do. Number 4, Tennessee, half a game back of the Tide coming in, dealing with the Dogs. Santiago Vescovi, they're not going to lose 2 in a row at home after Kentucky came in there, Seawall.
Right, Zakai Ziegler. This one got ugly very fast. He throws it up top to Miss Olivier Combois. They're up 27. Georgia shoots 4 for 22, 20 turnovers. Tennessee at 5-4 points off turnovers. I don't think Georgia got off the bus.
That was the fewest points on the season for them. Tyrese Radford with 30 points for Texas A&M, trying to end the longest home winning streak in the country, John.
Yeah, go ahead, man. I stole the other one.
Katie Johnson with the and one. Auburn trying to get back in it. They were down double digits, but then Radford down the stretch. 28 straight at home. It's over, and A&M just 1 loss in conference play. They are contending. I feel so much better now. Houston coming off that home loss to Temple that knocked them from the top spot in the country, Wally. And a little tight with UCF for a while.
Yep, Jarris Walker, though, with that big finish. Cougars lead by 11. Taylor Hendricks is a baller, gets the and one. Knights cut it to 5, but Jamal Shedd, looking like a first-team All-American, nails that 3 to seal the deal for the Houston Cougars.
That one Jamal Shedd, first-team All-American.
Looking like a first-team All-American.
Front page tomorrow on Planet Zerbiak.
There's a big debate about who's first-team All-American around here. We'll get into that post-game. But yeah, H-Town. H-Town got the...
You got to do it like that, man.
I'm learning.
Yeah, listen, Houston coming back, establishing themselves again. And, we could talk about this and debate about it. One thing I know for sure is Alabama's going to lose again. Right? The number 1 team in the country, Purdue, is going to lose. Houston will be number 1 the rest of the year. And we'll talk about Sasser.
Okay.
I meant Sasser. That's my apologies. I got it mixed up.
Fair enough. The interesting thing, too, when you think about Houston, this is their last year in the American Athletic Conference. The only team they're going to play between now and the NCAA tournament that is in contention for the NCAA tournament is Memphis. There's going to be really interesting to see over the next 6 weeks how Kelvin Sampson deals with the psychology of the schedule.
All right.
Interesting.
Good stuff. We didn't often talk about Houston there, but that's fine. All right, we got more from around the country as we continue here on AT&T at the half. San Diego State, it hasn't all been 3-pointers. Up by 15 at the break on Utah State.
And what if I want a new car?
State Farm's here to help.
What if I want a new career? Keep bouncing it, keep bouncing it, keep bouncing it, keep bouncing it again, keep bouncing it again, keep bouncing really quick, keep bouncing it again, keep running, bounce it, keep bounce it, keep bounce it, keep bounce it again, keep bounce real quick. Feel free to jump in. Keep bounce it again, keep bounce it again.
At State Farm, we're there for your what ifs. Get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Fear. It's in our nature. It defines who we become. Run, and it will chase you to the ends of the world. Fight, and it will reveal your true potential. The choice is yours.
Rated M for mature.
PlayStation.
At San Diego State University, education is what drives us, but culture is what connects us. Here, you're part of a community that wants to learn more, do more, be more. where we carve out our own path, where our potential meets our future. Tomorrow is ours to define. San Diego State University. Transform your tomorrow.
Mountain West basketball fans, it's time to step up and support your favorite team as home court is monumental in March. Ready to claim the Thomas & Mack Center as the Pit West, the AHAS North, or the AA South? Calling Clune Crazies, the Dog Pound, Bronco Nation, and the Pack. Bring your Spartan spirit, your Rebel friends, Moby Madness, and Spectrum Magic to Las Vegas and make the Thomas & Mack Center your home court this March and help lead your team to the championship. Buy your tournament tickets today.
Indiana without head coach Mike Woodson due to COVID. Minnesota missing a couple starters, but the monster individual performance in this game, Wally, Trace Jackson Davis.
Yeah, he can fly high, big-time finisher around the rim. This was a close game, though. Race Thompson misses the free throw. Jackson Davis grabs the board. Looks like he's playing on 8-foot rims sometimes. Dylan Cooper with the driving basket to make something happen, but it was blocked by Trace Jackson. Good win, escaping for Indiana.
Big time. 25 points, 21 rebounds, and 6 blocks in that game as well. Getting set for the second half of our game now. What does Utah State do other than hope Adam Seiko cools off after a 6 for 6 from 3?
I mean, they need to make some threes. I mean, you said it earlier about San Diego State being a lockdown defensive team, and that's what they've done great and why they've been the standard in this league. But Utah State, the worst three-point defending team in this league, they got to find a way to find Adam Seiko, and we'll see what happens in the second half.
San Diego State right now on an 84-point pace. If they were on a 74-point pace, they would win a lot of games. It's a great sign for the Aztecs, not just tonight, but moving forward. This is only January.
We know.
Yeah.
Up 15 at the break. We'll see you after the game for Inside College Basketball. Rich Waltz, Dan Dickau for the second half next.
Thank you for watching AT&T at the Half.
What can a nationwide 5G network from T-Mobile for Business do for your business? Unlock new insights and efficiency right now. Allow monitoring of productivity at remote job sites with next-generation bandwidth. Enable AI cameras that spot factory issues in real time using next-generation speed. And deliver ultra-capacity 5G coverage that's years ahead of the competition. T-Mobile for Business has 5G that's ready right now.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new, clinically proven Legzercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural drug-free way.
After using Legzercise for a week, I felt like I wanted to go for a walk again without pain like I used to.
Legzercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
It's helped with the swelling and the pain. The tingling feeling is gone.
Call right now and order your very own Legzercise Pro, the clinically proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call now.
Hello, beautiful.
Things are about to get wild.
Having any fun yet? I need you to continue trusting me. Wherever you go, we go.
You attack my family, it'll be the last thing you ever do.
You gotta be bad to do good.
What did you see?
He's done it again! Not still the Alpha!
Good morning, aviators. This is your captain speaking.
Whoa!
Back in San Diego, in the Mountain West, San Diego State 42-27. Rich Waltz along with Dan Dickau. Now, did you have Adam Seiko hitting 6 threes on your scorecard before the game started?
I did not. He missed the previous game against Air Force, and he was making up for lost time. A perfect 6 of 6 from beyond the arc, and for a shooter, sometimes you get one coming off a screen, all of a sudden you start feeling good, and you find open space, whether it's in drive, kick situations, or players have the ball, picked up dribble, they kick it out from the mid-post area. He got hot, and then his teammates found him.
Oregon brings you first half stats. They're on pace, Utah State, to shoot 43s. The school record's 43 attempts. San Diego State's doing a nice job of sharing the ball as well. And you see Seiko's line, 42-27. We told you earlier tonight when Creighton was beating St. John's, Arthur Kaluma is Adam Seiko's brother. He had 14 in the entire game. Seiko had 15 in like a 4.5, 5-minute span coming off the bench. So it's a good night in the Kaluma-Seiko family, at least so far.
So far, it has been really good. I'm curious if Adam checked his phone before coming out for pregame warmups and knew what he had to do to have the upper hand on his brother.
Yeah. Well, I told him before warmups to say, hey, your brother's on our air, so you're he's just the warm-up act. You're the main show. And it's held here tonight. Ashworth driving. Funk had 3 threes in that first half. Shoga drives, bumped, kicks. Ashworth 0 for 2 from the field. Bairstow got the 3, and Utah State maybe a statement on that first possession.
Oh, great possession. You can tell they want to get Ashworth going. Leading scorer for Utah State on the season, but he's got such an IQ about him. He doesn't force things. They closed out, took it away, made the extra pass to Bairstow.
Lamont Butler, Keyshawn Johnson flashes, and his jumper is good. Coming off the double-double against Air Force, Keyshawn Johnson. That was 7 points in this ball game. Ashworth finally loose, misses the jumper. And it's a goaltend. Mensah knocks it into the seats.
Good adjustment. If they're going to pick up Ashworth, the primary ball handler tonight with Ryland Jones out, you set a screen in the back court to free up Ashworth, who took a mid-range jumper. Defense is out of position. Mensah had no chance but to try to block it, resulting in the goaltending.
So the lead's 12. We're just underway. Second half. Biggest lead for San Diego State was 17. Keyshawn Johnson missed it. And a push, I believe, on the rebound.
Utah State is going to stay in that zone. The Aztecs have to be active, finding guys to flash to the middle. Johnson did that. Catch, turn, face is the right thing to do. This is the jump shot. If that's going to be the case, that's what you're going to encourage for Utah State. You've got to rebound.
That was Bairstow's foul, his second. Bradley's been pretty quiet. Beautiful pass. Mensah with the dunk. Brian Dutcher told us a couple weeks ago that Bradley is underappreciated as a passer because they don't ask him to do it. Ooh, that's a blind pick. And Bradley, who's playing with 8 stitches in his head, went down hard. Bairstow driving, Mensah blocking. Bairstow's fouled.
If you're going to double, you got to be connected on the weak side as far as when that double goes. You got to get down and take away big. Utah State didn't do that. Mensah, the easy dunk at the front of the rim. Be connected, you got to communicate, you got to stay on a string defensively.
Bairstow free throw is short. I've always thought that play there, that the guy who blocks the shot should get credit for something, because that ball could have gone in for a bucket. Mensah blocks it, but he doesn't get credit for the block. So what do you give him, like half a block?
Well, like in hockey, don't they give him points, a hockey assist? I know there are some teams that track stats such as deflections or early advanced passes.
Bradley, that ball was deflected. Keyshawn Johnson with another rebound. Bradley again, that one just flat out missed. Keyshawn Johnson with another rebound.
He has been active as can be on that offensive glass.
He deserves a 3 for all that effort, but lost the handle on the ball. Mensah kicks out. Trammell. Bradley for 3 again. That one's off. Where's Keyshawn Johnson again? And this time he can't get the rebound.
All of the ball, more than likely you're going to see Keyshawn Johnson flying in from the weak side.
Bairstow, Funk cutting. Ball's tipped out. And look at everybody hustling. Trammell, Johnson, Missed the dunk. Dorius throws it away. Butler, Johnson makes the layup.
Dorius a little too quick to try to advance on the outlet pass. Leads to a steal and a bucket for the Aztecs.
And then he has an offensive foul. He knocks Bradley into the lane. That's not a great sequence.
Dorius would like that sequence back, that's for sure. Turnover leads to the bucket from Keyshawn Johnson, and then compounded with the charge by Dorius. Keyshawn Johnson is one of those players that's unsung with a lot of the media, with a lot of the fans, but he does so many of the little things that will allow his team to continue to improve throughout the rest of the season and maximize their opportunities in the postseason, because he does all the little things. Many of those are done without the ball in his hands.
He's a point and 2 rebounds away from his second straight double-double at 13 and 10 at Air Force. Mensah steps through, fouled, free throws. And of course, you and I had a chance to call that Air Force San Diego State game. One of the reasons San Diego State won, and it wasn't easy, was their free throw shooting. They were 22 of 23 from the free throw line in that game.
The only miss came in the final minute and a half or so of the game. I asked Coach Dutcher today at shoot-around if he's ever seen a team do that. He smiled at me and said, I wish I would have seen it a lot more over my years.
Is that what keeps most coaches alive, awake at night, right? Is that Bairstow with a dunk. San Diego State had another offensive rebound, an opportunity. That one gets away, and it's a nice 4-point swing for Utah State. It's back within 14.
Well, I think lots of things keep coaches up at night, which is one reason I'm glad I didn't get into coaching. I talked to my son's high school coach in Spokane the other night. He told me he got up at 3:30 in the morning because he woke up with a worry that he wasn't prepared for a certain zone defense. There is a special mentality that coaches have if they're going to be successful.
Trammell ventures into the lane. Shot clock is down, gets it up, and it's tipped by Mensah. Ball's out of bounds. CBS. Dan Dickow, 15 miles away, Dan. Just in case Trevor can't go, maybe that could be your golf debut.
I tell you what, if I happen to miss my flight tomorrow, that's where I will be.
Funk. That is a contested 3 with a man in his face. One of the best 3-point shooters in this conference, Taylor Funk, 42%, and Funk brings Utah State within 11.
4 made threes now on the evening. The rest of the Aggies a combined 2 of 14 from beyond the arc.
Butler misses a jumper. Akin with the rebound. Aggies have a little momentum here. Let's see if Ashworth can get on track. And Butler from behind strips it from him.
He is one of the best defenders I've seen on ball in a long time at this level.
And Mensah. Butler with the steal and the assist. Mensah with the finish. And the lead is back up to 13. San Diego State's cooled off. See shooting just 44%. Shulga doubled. He's got Seiko on him. I mean, everybody is an elite defender on the floor right now, right? Mensah was the defensive player of the year last year. Seiko's great. Butler's great. Johnson's great. Even Trammell was on the all-defensive team in the WAC last year at Seattle University.
It's a prerequisite, basically, if you're going to play for Brian Dutcher and his staff, is you're going to have to guard. And when you watch them consistently throughout the year like we do, what you learn about San Diego State is they typically don't beat themselves. There are times they'll go through offensive droughts, but they are so good on the defensive end that they make life difficult. You have to beat San Diego State.
Funk gets it up and it in. How about this? Taylor Funk trying to keep Utah State in this ball game. He's hit 4 threes. And Funk now with 18 points. Micah Parrish Buck a rope backing in. And into the lane he gets and finishes. He's such a valuable guy. He plays about 15 minutes a game. And he just, as you point out, makes great basketball plays. Shulga, step back three. Yes!
That was a tremendous job from Shulga to loosen Seiko as the defender. They get him leaning one way, come off the screen, create a bunch of space, knock it down.
Shulga gets a hand on it, race for the ball. Butler gets there first. Scramble, Seiko again. Oh! 7 for 7. 21 points. A perfect night. A career high. And an answer from Utah State.
Stay on Seiko for a second. Usually you go to the half on fire. It's not going to be that way in the second half. He didn't search a shot. He let the game come to him. That one looks pure. I don't know if he's touched the rim more than once on any of those made threes.
Oh, he turned down a three there. Kicks it. Butler got the three. Boy, the Aztecs look good tonight. 9 of 17 from distance. Back to 14. Ashworth again. Short. Seiko in transition. Butler begging for it in the far corner. But San Diego State is shooting threes like this. They're going to be almost impossible to beat. Butler got it up. And it stays with 6 seconds to shoot with San Diego State.
Broken play leads to a scramble on the other end of the floor. Seiko shot fake slide dribble. Return the favor to your buddy Lamont Butler.
Seven of 7. Trammell, shot clock down, no problem. That's a 3. 10 of 16. It's raining triples. Bairstow, pick, roll, kick. Shulga missed the 3. Ledee has the rebound. He'll lead the break. Trailing, Seiko. Oh, he's human. He finally missed. 7 of 8. Hamoda, Shulga. Oh, that's gorgeous. Atkin with the dunk.
Tell you what, this Utah State team, even though San Diego State has furthered this lead, they're not backing down. They are trying to climb right back into this.
Baroque lost it, got it back. Still a ton of time.
In the way they shoot the basketball.
But they're gonna need some stops. Seiko driving, rising, a little floater, offensive rebound, poked away by Funk. Shulga, missed. And Ledee with the rebound.
Little out of character for Shulga. Got the ability to knock that down. Got the defense backpedaling there. You've got a numbers advantage.
Big crowd appreciative here. Atkin with the kick. Aztecs doing it in every aspect. Shooting the 3, playing defense. Baseline out of bounds. Darian Trammell. Can Utah State get the offense going? This might be a start. San Diego State, big lead, 62-47 in the Mountain West.
I've always loved building things. Not just structures and skyscrapers, but teams who make it all possible. After all, we wouldn't be where we are today without them. So we made sure that, like these buildings, their futures may also stand the test of time.
Who's on it with Jardiance?
Free. Jump. We're the ones getting it done.
We're managing type 2 diabetes and heart risk.
We're on it with Jardiance.
Join the growing number of people who are on it with the once daily pill, Jardiance. Jardiance not only lowers A1C, it goes beyond to reduce the risk of cardiovascular death for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease. And Jardiance may help you lose some weight.
Jardiance may cause serious side effects, including ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration that can lead to sudden worsening of kidney function, and genital yeast or urinary tract infections. A rare life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Jardiance and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this infection, ketoacidosis, or an allergic reaction. And don't take it if you're on dialysis. Taking Jardiance with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar.
A once daily pill that goes beyond lowering A1C?
We're on it.
We're on it.
We're on it with Jardiance.
Ask your doctor about Jardiance.
Teams in the top 35 of the net. San Diego State, 62-47 lead. AT&T 5G. Fast analysis. Dan Dickau to get back in it. Utah State needs more of this.
They need more Taylor Funk. He has been good tonight. 18 points. He's 6'9". He's got the ability to stretch the defense with a high pocket, high release, soft touch. Two examples there, a catch and shoot three, as well as an opportunity bucket off baseline out of bounds.
Seiko 7 of 8, Funk 4 of 8. If you're just happening by, this conference has been crazy good this year. Seiko and Funk right now, the best scorers here tonight. 5 teams in the top 35 of the net, which means even when you get beat, like Boise State did the other night in overtime against New Mexico, they were 19 in the net. They didn't drop. They stayed right there because New Mexico highly rated in the net. That's the benefit of having 5 teams there. Bradley a miss, Funk a rebound.
Well, it gives you a lot of quad 1, quad 2 opportunities is one of the important factors for the selection committee.
Akin fouls. Going to the dance, Dan Dickau. A lot of nice resumes so far.
Well, I like these 5 teams. If the season were to end today, regardless of any of those 5 teams winning the conference tournament title in Vegas, I think they're all 5 in. I don't see how you could put any of them out of the tournament.
And the impressive thing, too, with those 5, they've obviously separated Ryan Odom's team, Brian Dutcher's team. But the middle of this conference is better. San Jose State is better. Air Force is better.
Yeah, those 2 teams you just mentioned in particular are much better than they've been in years past. Tim Miles doing a really nice job in San Jose. And we had Air Force the other night. They're a young team, 17 of the 20 players on the roster are freshmen, sophomores. I would not want to see them in the conference tournament because of the style that they play.
10-point win for San Diego State. The difference was free throws. Air Force didn't shoot him well. San Diego State was 22 of 23. That's a foul. Keyshawn Johnson's going to get to the line. And your unsung hero, Dan Dickau, is at 9 points and 9 rebounds right now.
Again, he does all the little things. They don't call plays for him, and he's okay with that. He runs the floor. He gets junk buckets off the offensive glass. Plays breaks down. He understands timing of when to duck in.
Did you ever call plays for yourself?
Without a doubt. You have to.
without coaches prompting? Is it?
Yeah, I mean, there would be times when you know you're a player that's got some freedom from the coaching staff that you don't look over at the bench in a dead ball situation and you call your number. But you have to earn a coach's trust to be able to do that. And that starts, in summer workouts and fall practices.
Ashworth and Trammell battling. Bairstow. Hamoda's in right now. Akin and Idlerock for Utah State. Bairstow, clean 3. Gets it. All right, every time they get within about 10, San Diego State hits a couple of big shots and pushes it back to 15. Down to 12. Those are 2 really good little guards. Trammell and Ashworth. Ball rolls over. He didn't touch it. Ashworth didn't. And Trammell and the Aztecs lose the possession.
Credit Ashworth. He's still getting it after it on the defensive end of the floor, forcing that turnover there. He struggled shooting the ball. 1 of 5 a lot of responsibility has been placed on his shoulders to handle it and create shots for himself and others because Rylan Jones is out. Not an easy task to do both as well as continue to guard at a high level.
Because Jones is out, Ashworth is playing 35 minutes a game over the last 2.5 weeks. Ashworth off a screen. Pops a three. That goes down. And if he gets going, and the Aggies have got something. And it's single digits now. 64-55.
He's a guy who's going to keep searching his shot. He's confident in his skills and his ability. Just needs a sliver of an opening and he'll let it fly.
Trammell starting, stopping, lost the ball. Where's it go? And it stays with San Diego State.
Here's that sliver of an opening we talked about. Good job coming off the screen, shoulder to hip, and then the shooter's friendly roll.
Ashworth now 5 points, 2 of 6, 1 of 4 from distance. Keyshawn Johnson is out. 13 to shoot for San Diego State. Mensah wants the ball against Bairstow. Got it off and hits it.
But Utah State can live with that result. They wanted Mensah to shoot it. Mensah just stepped up and made a big-time shot with the shot clock winding down.
9 for Mensah with 3 rebounds. Ashworth again off the screen. This one doesn't go. Ooh, hard fall. Akin. And the ball goes, I think, to San Diego State. No foul.
Shot clock winding down. Spins away from what looked like a converging double team. Mensah not really much of a scorer, although he's got the ability to elevate over the top with his size.
You could see much better second half for Utah State. They were down 15 at the half. Butler. Bradley's back in. Parrish, late clock. Fall away 3. Oh, man.
Back-to-back possessions now where the Aztecs have made one right at the end of the shot clock. Utah State doing what they need to do to force difficult shots.
Parrish has been such a great addition to the Aztecs, especially offensively. Hamoda, Akin, Bairstow got the 3. And so it's 69-58. San Diego State in this ballgame shooting 55% from the field. Butler kicked loose. Akin cuts through, lays it up and in. And back to single digits. 69-60. 6:42 left. Dutcher wants a timeout, and he's not happy with his team right now. Ashworth, entry, Dorius, left hand, got it. That's a big bucket from Dorius. Back to 9.
Impressive with the left hand. Dorius didn't play a whole lot his first 3 years in Logan. He's really made strides. He's been a big part to their attack this season.
Seiko's still in there. Ashworth won't let him breathe beyond that arc. He's screened off. Had a look. Shot clock down. Bradley time. Kicks. Trammell in traffic. Got to get it up. Shot clock violation. And a takeaway by Utah State. And a timeout. Another late night Mountain West gem on Tuesday. Nevada will play host to San Diego State. 11 Eastern here on CBS Sports Network. Jared Lucas and Keenan Blackshear. This may be the most improved team in the Mountain West.
Yeah, they lost a couple good players. Blackshear was kind of a secondary piece a year ago, but he has put together a tremendous season for Steve Alford. And then Jared Lucas put Played for Oregon State in that Elite Eight run a few years back. Needed a change of scenery. He has scored at a pretty darn good clip.
Bairstow brings it ahead. Utah State. Ashworth had it poked from him. It's out of bounds. It stays with Utah State. But what San Diego State has done is melt 9 seconds off the shot clock.
Such a good job of making life difficult on the opposing team to flow into their offense. Trammell denying Ashworth. So all of a sudden now, like you mentioned, shorter amount on the shot clock to get into your actions.
Akin unguarded out that high. Bairstow curls around. Lob. Akin couldn't catch it. Steadied himself on the rim. Not a great lob pass.
Converted one of those earlier in transition. Couldn't quite catch to the finish.
Frustration on the bench because they wanted to run that play and they ran it perfectly. Bradley. Trammell whips it. Oh, nice look. Bairstow blocks Mensah, who is fouled. And Bairstow with his third personal.
Maybe not the worst foul. You'd rather put Mensah, who's for a big, he's an okay free throw shooter at 70% on the season, but better to put him at the line, make him earn it as opposed to an easy 2.
Dan, for San Diego State, one of the real challenges has always been, especially lately, if Matt Bradley's not scoring, they're vulnerable. They found that out in the NCAA tournament last year. Brian Dutcher this year feels like a more complete offensive team. Seiko's got 21. That's a big night for him, but Trammell's been scoring. Butler's averaging 15 a game the last 5. Parrish off the bench. I think there's more weapons offensively here.
I would agree. I think there are more weapons than maybe they've had in years past. Look at that Malachi Flynn-led team. That was maybe their best chance in recent memory to make a deep NCAA tournament run. This team defensively has that capability, without a doubt.
Ashworth. Akin picks it up. Maybe Ashworth will get an assist on that. It was a shot, but he went down hard. And a bucket, an acrobatic bucket. And the lead is now 8.
Have you ever felt leg pain, restlessness, cramps, tingling, swelling, numbness, itchiness, or coldness? Then you need the new, clinically proven Legzercise Pro, the natural circulation booster that uses continuous automatic leg movement to soothe pain and promote healthy circulation the natural drug-free way.
After using Legzercise for a week, I felt like I wanted to go for a walk again without pain like I used to.
Legzercise Pro's patented walking simulator propulsion technology moves your feet back and forth along its concave track, creating constant movement and flex at both the knee and ankle joints. It's like having a physical therapist right in your own home.
It's helped with the swelling and the pain. The tingling feeling is gone.
Call right now and order your very own Legzercise Pro, the clinically proven automatic leg mover that soothes pain and naturally promotes healthy circulation. Call now.
New series now streaming exclusively on Paramount Plus.
Late night in the Mountain West here, coming up inside college basketball, immediately following San Diego State, Utah State, back to New York for all the highlights. Busy night, fun night in the Big East, and of course this game here in the Mountain West. All right, Dan Dickow, Utah State was down 20. They've cut it to 8. Do they have enough to get even closer?
Well, I really like the way they've sped things up here in the second half, and that's difficult to do against the San Diego State team that really clamps down defensively. I would expect the Aztecs to try to shorten the game, and what I mean by that is they're going to play deep into the shot clock, so Utah State can't allow any second chance opportunities if San Diego State misses.
Bradley, a handoff. Here comes Trammell, lob pass, Johnson catch. In tight, ball's batted away. Mensah has it, looking for space, and he's fouled. Sixth team foul on Utah State.
Actually, important to keep an eye on the fact that San Diego State only has 2 team fouls in this first half, or excuse me, here in the second.
That was Ashworth's first personal. Seiko corner, hits the side of the backboard. And maybe the tide's turning. Funk trailing. Akin thought about the 3. Funk doesn't have to think about that. Gets it up and in. Funk with a great move. The lead is 6.
Had to worry about Akin on the roll, so it opened up an opportunity for Funk. A great patient finish.
Back cut, Trammell. Nicely done.
Tremendous recognition from Trammell. Defender got caught shooting the gap early. Make him pay.
Hamoda. He's a good 3-point shooter. He was wide open under the bucket. Here comes Funk around the screen, driving. Funk rising, lays it up and in. My goodness. Funk now with 22. And the lead back to 6. Under 3 minutes. Seiko has gone a little cold from distance, though he's hit 7 threes. Trammell is bumped. I think it's, I don't know if it's outside the stripe. It's a foul before the shot, so it's 1 and 1.
Yeah, but Taylor Funk doing everything he can to keep Utah State in it. A couple of nice finishes on the interior.
They knew how good he was, because when Ryan Odom was at UMBC, they used to scrimmage St. Joe's, those preseason scrimmages. They said, this guy just ate us up. He was one of the great 3-point shooters in the A-10 at the time. But they knew what they were getting when he transferred in as a graduate student. 14 points a game, 6 rebounds a game, 22 points here, 4 rebounds. Trammell rebuilds the lead back to 8. Butler in, Bradley out.
Look for the same type of action for Utah State. Initially trying to get Ashworth going, and then the ball eventually getting to Funk's hands with Akin, probably in a screen and dive to the rim situation.
Ashworth's pass just over the hands of Funk.
That's what the San Diego State pressure does to you. It just gets you out of your comfort zone, speeds you up just a little bit with your cuts and your decision.
And Ashworth's one of the best at assist to turnover ratio. He doesn't turn it over much at all. Trammell working on Akin. Gets in, kicks, corner 3. Yes! Butler! Two minutes left. That's only the 3rd team foul on San Diego State.
Dribble penetration forces the rotation from the defense, and that is a long recovery to the shooter in the corner. Butler, a nice job staying space and then being ready on the catch.
Aztecs tonight, 12 of 22 from 3. Ashworth has played a lot tonight. Funk clears himself, missed the 3. Offensive rebound and a foul That's actually a good foul for San Diego State. That prevented a layup. Stephen Ashworth has played 35 minutes. So he's only been on the bench for 2.
Well, most of those minutes are decision-making minutes. Not easy to do when there's so much responsibility on your shoulders.
Bairstow trying to create. Keyshawn Johnson has his double-double with that rebound. 11 points, 10 boards. And now, as you pointed out, they are shortening the game.
Would not expect this shot to be taken with more than 5 seconds left on the shot clock.
Trammell got to get it up. In trouble. Did you expect that?
Did not expect a shot clock violation, but you can see that they really want to take as much time off. But if you're San Diego State in that situation, at least get the ball up on the rim. You're such a good offensive rebounding team. That can become another opportunity.
11-point lead. Ashworth probing, kicks. Funk in traffic. Ashworth, good ball fake. And a 3, and it's good. And a timeout, a quick timeout. Game is at 8, a minute 3 left. Why is this such a big game? It seems like just about every game in this conference is. They're both in the top 35 of the net, and they're both near the top of the Mountain West. San Diego State can stay on top in the Mountain West. They go 7-1. Boise State, who is the best team in the net in the conference at 22. Nevada, also at 6-2. They're 34 in the net. And of course, you got New Mexico down there. They're 30th in the net. And again, the net is the metrics, the measure that most aligns to the NCAA selection committee's criteria. Not exact science, but a pretty good.
No, there's a fine line of metrics, of the eye test that is used. And look, it's never been perfect selecting the 68 teams. It never will be perfect, but I think they're getting closer to a good system.
Seiko, Ashworth knocked it loose, or there's a foul. There was a foul before. That's going to be free throws on the other end. Well, if any team can do it, it's Utah State, best three-point shooting team in the country. Although those numbers have not held up against the Aztecs defense, 34% from distance. That's around average in the NCAA, but Utah State on the season at 43.
But in the second half, 7 of 12 from beyond the arc. So the first half of missed opportunities for the Aggies. If they had 1 or 2 more drop in that first half, it may have changed a few things. And that deficit at halftime wouldn't have been quite so big to overcome.
Seiko hits a couple free throws. Those are big ones. Leads back at 10. Minute left. Ashworth against Butler. Akin in the paint. Kicks back out. Ashworth, long 3. He just missed it. Shoulder the rebound. Funk is doubled. Bairstow's had a really nice night tonight. Spins, left hand. Thought he was fouled, so did the whole bench. But the whistle goes San Diego State's way. And with 37 seconds left, it's a 10-point Aztec lead. Bairstow's got 18 and 7 of 16 shooting. Funk with 22. Utah State goes big night. 7 threes, 23 points. A double from Johnson. 11 points, 10 rebounds. And this large crowd is starting to file out. One more from Parrish. Shoga trying to get to the bucket against the rope, looking to kick out. Ashworth around the screen, drives, gets it in the air, missed everything. Atkin with the layup is good. 4 seconds left. A rope, and then Seiko. So Seiko goes back to the line. Inside college basketball is coming up. Sucker and the gang in New York. Thanks for staying up late, by the way, back there. Of course, as John Rothstein says, they'll sleep in May, right?
Exactly right.
That would look good on a sweatshirt or a t-shirt.
I'm sure he's working on that in some way, shape, or form. Best out there.
Seiko puts finishing touches on his big night with those free throws. 25 points, 7 threes. Shoga with the layup. Trying to trap it, not trying to foul. Parrish escapes, and San Diego State built a 20-point lead. Utah State made a run, got as close as 6. For Brian Dutcher and his Aztecs, a win here. They still have yet to go to Utah State. That should be a fun game.
That will be a fun return game. San Diego State took every challenge in the second half from Utah State, but in the end prevailed.
Aztecs now at 7-1 and 16-4. They hold on to first place. Final score here. San Diego State 85-75 takes down Utah State. Coming up inside college basketball. For Dan Dickow, our entire crew, I'm Rich Waltz. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Again, our final score, San Diego State 85, Utah State 75. On to New York.
All right, Rich, Dan, good stuff. San Diego State climbing a little higher in those Mountain West standings. A full game now ahead of Boise State and Nevada. Adam Zucker here with Chris Walker, Wally Zerbiak, John Rothstein. A full 30-minute edition of Inside College Basketball is on the way. But, hey, San Diego State, that lead was a monster. Utah State did get within 6, but the Aztecs, behind Adam Seiko's 25, get the win.
It's a new year. San Diego State is just out shooting people. I mean, offensively, they have been tremendous. They made 12 threes. Obviously, Adam Seiko made 7 of them, so that really helps the cause off the bench. But they're playing a lot faster. They're getting up and down the floor. They're getting their shooters into a lot more rhythm. The defense wasn't quite there in the second half. They gave up a lot of points, but overall, good win.
You know, another thing, too, is San Diego State does an incredible job. Obviously, they've done a good job, you know, getting transfers out of the portal, but the development in their program, and Keshad Johnson's obviously another example. This has been the guy in the preseason that was overlooked up front. Everybody in that program felt that Jaden Ledee would be the guy who stepped up next to Nathan Mensah. He has emerged into a very capable Mountain West player. The Aztecs, again under Brian Dutcher, going to be right there in the NCAA tournament, and another team that can advance.
Yeah, a lot has been made about Kansas and how they've dominated the Big 12. They've always had a share of the title, have won the title. San Diego State and what they've done in the Mountain West has been unbelievable. Give Brian Dutcher credit. Steve Fisher started. Brian Dutcher has continued it. They've done an unbelievable job of winning and being very consistent in that league. And it looks like, again, no one can crack this code. They're doing very well. Once again, it looks like they're on their way to doing what they normally do. It's business as usual.
Yeah, they'll face San Jose State in their next game. Utah State now notched up with New Mexico at 5-3 in conference play.
Big game.
Trip to Fresno.
Great league.
Up.
Yeah.
You all right?
I'm great. I don't know if I've been better in my whole life.